Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still working on Guaranteed Liberties, but that's our main thing right now. We're working on getting our infamy down so that we can not have to worry about too much other stuff. What is so expensive? It's mostly just government wages. Does Holland have 1,000,000 government sectors? It doesn't. Oh, it's huge construction sectors, I bet. Yeah, we got a bunch of construction sectors here, and that's making the construction materials expensive. All right, I understand what's happening in this market now. All right, so does Holland have iron mines? It doesn't. We'll have to go back to Wallonia again and build more of those. That's the only way we're going to get out of this hole. We're already building the necessary logging camps in Holland. This railway is not as important, unfortunately. I queued in one. I thought I queued in more barracks. We'll do one more, and then we'll do one level of cavalry. And that'll put us in a 12-9 position, and that'll be just fine. So these are going to go at the bottom. These are going to go at the bottom, and this is going to go back at the bottom. So we're going to build these logging camps. I think the farms don't matter as much. No, the farms matter. The farms matter because that's our food industries and wealth for our working classes. Our lower strata is paying a lot for grain, I suspect, because grain is expensive, and one doesn't want grain to be expensive for long because of le price stabilité. We need to produce a bit more hardwood, so let's go ahead and grab somewhere we got small numbers of logging camps, like Gelra. They'll actually be less profitable producing hardwood. That's shocking. Unjustified attacks. We just got this event in the last episode. Members of the police have been discovered organizing systematic attacks against supporters of the Guaranteed Liberties law, vandalizing their businesses and meeting places. They destroyed the benches and broke down the doors, threw stones at the windows and burnt all the books, left paintings on the walls where we were portrayed as animals, and they were ruling over us. They also made sure to leave behind some threats so we knew it was them. Make a public speech, making it clear this is unacceptable, minus 10% enactment chance. Extra officer and serviceman pops in Flanders become radical, or the police force must has become corrupted and immoral. It must be purged. Minus 2 armed forces approval. I'm going with the second one again, because I can't lose this enactment chance. I gotta get a debate that goes well at some point, friends. Let me see. Something kicking off in Sambas. I don't need to worry about that, I don't think. So it'll be neutral over there. I'm really spending money hand over fist here, which I don't love. I'm going to go ahead and put a tax hike in here. I know that's not ideal, but it is what it is. I think I'm also going to stop suppressing the rural folk so that I can throw in a couple more consumption taxes. This will just hopefully make our government a little bit more sustainable in the short term. Because again, I think our primary issue is I need to build up Holland, and I need to get some iron mines built so that things are, so that keeping construction going is not quite so expensive. Did I already build all of those logging camps? I did. Where am I not maxed out on logging camps? Oh, it was here that I was thinking about switching. Gelra is not maxed out on logging camps. How is... Yeah, I'm going to need more wood after this, so we'll max out Gelra as well. Does Gelra have the infrastructure? It surely does. I know, I'm building up too much, but I'm going to have to stop building eventually, but I've got to get a bunch of stuff done, so... This is just kind of the nature of the beast. I'm really hoping I can get like a bankroll from France at some point or something so that I can get all this stuff done and then not have to worry about it too much. I should be able to rely on the investment pool for at least a little while, but only for a little while. My industrialists are very strong. I've got a very large number of industrialists. Let me check. I just realized I haven't looked at my production methods for my my financial. Yeah, these are privately owned, and we're not going to be able to go to publicly traded until we got mutual funds. How close are we with that over here in society? Well, we definitely got the capacity to eventually, but we'll leave that be for now. Oh, come on, give me guaranteed liberties. You know you want to. Unjustified attacks again. Will you stop giving me this one event? My armed forces are just getting saltier and saltier. I have to do it. I cannot do otherwise. I can't sacrifice the enactment chance here. Oh, this is really rough. If I could just get a little bit doing better, I would feel a lot better. So there's fieldworks. All right, that's very important from a tech perspective, from a military perspective. I think maybe reduce government wages. I know that the expansion of the university sector has made my government very top heavy. I also really need to try and get out of debt. Ugh, I'm in debt. I don't like being in debt. It's very sad. And so there's those rye farms finishing out. Holland should be almost completely incorporated. Yes, they are. Alright, so as you can see, we're probably in a position to cancel this reasonably soon. I'll finish out the barracks, and then I'll be good to go. Because those barracks will get built real fast. The rye farms get built at a reasonable pace. Wow, we're in an unacceptable government. What's going on with that? Would the Agrarian Party be happier with this? No, they don't care about internal affairs. That's a shame. It's a real shame. I thought I was gonna make an end run for guaranteed liberties, but I don't think it's actually gonna happen at this point. Crying shame. Crying shame it is. Hopefully we'll be alright. I'm gonna swap over the logging camps in Friesland. I know it'll make them less profitable, but having to only solve the problem in softwood is better than having to do both. So we are paying about 6.77k in interest, and once that's once we get fully built out here, we'll be able to let that go down just a bit. Oh, but I'm building so many logging camps. Gorsh, Shaggy. Look at all these logging camps I'm building. Oh man, and the mines take forever. Setback. Gosh darn it. Dang. I'm getting beaten by a rug. How fast do these logging camps get built? 7 weeks. I know it's the same one way or the other, but psychologically I kind of want the logging camps in there first. Gelra is on, yeah, they're in only softwood, so that would increase, that would reduce the cost of current prices. Again, not as much as increasing the iron mines does, but hey, we're in the era of realistic art. Excellent. Let's go ahead and swap over those arts academies. Yep. And we'll swap over to independent artists. I think that's the right call. That's going to strengthen the academics, and we can reduce the number of aristocrats, which is kind of what I want to do. Artists, I think, very strongly align with the intelligentsia right now. Emperor Leopold is a little older. Prince Leopold aligns with the petite bourgeoisie, which is interesting. We'll kind of see how things go with that. That's right. Denmark is damaging relations. Denmark, why would you damage relations? Also, why are people going to Mississippi? But I've given you such a great country to live in. The standard of living is high. Actually, standard of living is going down due to high taxes now, but it'll be better later. Yeah, I'm really spending a lot on construction here. This is, it's a little difficult, but as you can see, the cost of it is going down as we build up these iron mines. So I am making the right call with this, but I will need to just cool it for a while after that. Hey, Dutch First Army finally got itself ready to actually function. That's great. Public address goes awry. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of guaranteed liberties by Leopoldo Cabral has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the intelligentsia. Funneling his way through a series of poorly presented talking points, Leopoldo Cabral's arguments have been viciously and convincingly picked apart by his political opponents. The question on everyone's lips now is merely if this mishap was due to the inherent failings of guaranteed liberties, or can be chalked down to the political incompetence of the intelligentsia. It was all the fault of this poorly thought-out proposal. Leopoldo Cabral must take the blame for this setback, or scrap the current draft to make a show of a rewrite. I'm gonna... You know what? Let's just get it done. I'm going to go with the last one. This is going to give us one setback, but it's also going to give us 10% enactment chance. I'm really hoping that that means we can maybe break the deadlock and get where we want to go. And if we can't, then it is what it is, and we'll abandon it. If Guaranteed Liberties is destined for the legislative graveyard, then so be it. Alright, so we got another iron mine about to finish out. That should... Yeah, there we go. Alright, we finished improving relations with China. Alright, so yeah, so as you can see, each of these iron mines we build brings down the price of iron by a little bit more, and that's making the construction much, much cheaper. Again, part of this is we took over a bunch of construction sectors in Holland, and we've been having a hard time supporting them all. Just because construction is an expensive business. Alright, standard of living is holding, and literacy is going up, which I'm also pretty pleased about. We're actually doing rock solid for innovation at this stage. We've got a lot of levels of universities. We stole 4 from the Dutch, from Netherlands when we took over Holland, so I'm feeling pretty confident about my ability to just do kind of what I want to do here. Let me see, did we fully improve relations with the Ottoman Empire? We did not. I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. I don't need to motivate reductions in infamy right now. That's definitely going to happen as I get my, as I get things going. We've got a lot of radicals right now, and that's making our interest groups pretty upset. We've also got a good chunk of loyalists, so I'm not too displeased about it. Once again, Austria has fallen back to cordial. Spain as well. They were damaging relations with us for a while, but I don't think they are anymore. So I think we can get them back up. Actually, the Ottomans are not as important. And frankly, neither is Denmark. Austria is the country that I need to work on right now. Spain eventually as well. But now that I've gotten everything I want to conquer in Europe, I'm not too worried. This thing popping off in the trucial states, I don't need to get involved in that. Ooh. My infamy went down by a chunk. I'm not sure how. Maybe time did the opposite of... Are you serious with this? Have I gotten a broken random seed or something? This feels like a glitch. Okay? I've got a 45% stall chance at this point, but I've had basically between 30 and 40% stall chance this entire time, and I keep getting the unjustified attacks event. This is like my 3rd... Hold on. Armed forces are at -6 on time modifiers. This is my 4th time I've done a police purge. So this is really not... I'm gonna do the first one. I'm gonna sacrifice the enactment chance. Because this is really weird. I think this might actually be just straight up bugged. I don't, you know... Sometimes when I say things are bugged, I mean they're designed in a way that I would not have chosen to design them. But in this case, I think it may be an actual bug. Alright, anyway, we got one more mine to do, then we got some logging camps, and then we'll finally stop building, and then hopefully the investment pool will be able to handle the remainder of construction costs, because I need to get out of debt. I've got 3.5 mil in the hole, and that is not where I want to be. Beautiful, there's triage. Alright, so we will go ahead and activate triage for our armies. We'll do the other one for the other as well. Make sure those armies can function. The British are going after the Kikuyu people for colonization rates. They don't want my help, so we'll just leave it to be. Interesting. Interesting. They're building in France. I wish they would build in the Netherlands. But it is what it is. Again, we will get more aggressive in subsequent episodes, but right now I think handling our finances is of critical importance. Building these iron mines is the right step to take. This is not going to hold, I don't think, but we'll see if it does. I'll be really pleased if it does. Yeah, there we go. Getting the price of iron down right to about to balance is important, but from here... we're still working on getting the price of wood down, because each of these logging camps is going to reduce wood prices significantly, just by increasing supply, and that'll also be good for our finances, I am hoping. Iron frame building doesn't use that much wood, but it doesn't use none wood. Iron frame construction uses 40 wood per level, so a big chunk of, actually, the better place to check this is here. So the construction sector is using about a quarter of the wood consumption in the country, so reducing the price of wood is actually quite useful. We got to drafting. That's actually genuinely a surprise. I thought we had some sort of be-bugged situation. But hey, I'm not going to complain. We're in drafting. Against the odds. Despite not enjoying full rights under Dutch law, some wealthier Jewish people have begun moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. If we want our children to have a future, this is where we should raise them, he said. I want them to have somewhere safe to live. She crossed her arms. Have you seen the looks we get? When people talk about safe, they don't mean for us, they mean from us. Many new regulations to keep the peace, extra radicals from discrimination. 2% of Jewish pops in the United Netherlands become more radical, where they fairly earn their success with all it entails. Angry, petit bourgeois, and Catholic Church, but weaker. Ugh, we're making them pretty angry already. I'm just going to go with more radicals from discrimination this time. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. I don't like it, but my political situation is pretty Robert Bork this time. And if I want to have any chance of guaranteed liberties, I need to stay on the good side of those dorks, because they're going to make my life really difficult. Denmark is still damaging relations. I've got a little bit of influence to play with, so I'll start fighting back, as it were. With politeness, fighting back nicely, the way Jesus intended. France is going after Tuat. They don't want my help, but I'll stay in the diplomatic play in case they call me. Not that I think they will. I just want to, just as a matter of, you know, I don't want to say principle, but hey, we're in the black. We're in the black. This is very good. Beautiful. All right, so this is why improving the lumber supply is very important for us here. If I really wanted to gain the ability to improve my lumber supply, I would bring in lumber from Russia, but I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that let me see. I'm actually not maxed out on lumber production in Wallonia at this point, so I could build more lumber mines. Lumber mines, gosh. Oh man, I'm so smart. I could build more lumber mills in Wallonia if I wanted to, but I think getting my finances back to a reasonable place after building this railway is more important. So I think that's what we're going to do. In fact, we're going to put the railway on top priority, and we're just going to finish out the other lumber yards in Gelra, and that'll be just fine. I think that'll be the most efficient way to use our construction. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. British East India Company. Oh, they've become the Raj. I was going to say, like, that's really weird. But yes, they've become the British Raj now. And now they're a puppet. But their liberty desire is going up because their prestige is high, which is interesting. Maybe they will cease to be a Raj and be an East India Company once again. Bureaucratic imbroglio. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of guaranteed liberties have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. The fully developed bureaucratic apparatus compares to other organizations exactly as does the machine with the non-mechanical modes of production. That is to say, the teeth of its individual gears meet in a cord, or its gears will gnash and churn until it eventually breaks. I can say, damn this labyrinthine legal system, which increases enactment time and reduces enactment chance, or I can cut through at least some of the bureaucratic red tape. This will throw in a bunch of radicals in Flanders and cost me bureaucracy, but will not reduce enactment chance. I'm going with the second one. I'm always going to do this. I'm always going to resist the urge to reduce enactment chance as much as I can. How are things going in Holland? Holland is fully incorporated. We'll go ahead and cancel the suppression decree. So this isn't actually doing too much badly, though, because law enforcement is pretty rock solid. Democratic solidarity. In a pro-suffrage gesture, Alphonse de Herne has released a positive endorsement of the Conservative Party for its stalwart support of voting rights in the United Netherlands. There is no issue in our constitutional empire greater than that of the franchise, that method through which the people may decide any future issue which comes their way. With this in mind, my endorsement should come to no surprise. The Conservative Party is the guardian of the Dutch franchise, plus 30% momentum, or perhaps some members more than others, extra momentum for the petit bourgeois. I'm going to go with the second one, I guess. I don't want to give them momentum. It's not great. I don't know why the Conservatives... I don't know why all the people who are against the franchise are being hailed as the protectors of the franchise right now, but, you know, it is what it is. I guess when you have a franchise, that's the way things go. We're getting near towards the end of the episode. I think next episode is going to be real chill. I can afford one more consumption tax, and I'm going to throw it on luxury furniture. Kindly burn this letter. Sylvian Goethals, a prominent member of the Free Trade Party, has been accused of gross corruption. He strenuously denied all allegations until damning letters surfaced signed by him. Yes, I'm willing to discuss the contents of these letters with the committee, if only I'm given time to study the content of the letters in my personal chambers first. Of course, on my honor, I will not alter or destroy any of the evidence. Honest. Free Trade Party should stand by him and deny everything, minus 20% momentum, or Goethals should be isolated to protect the rest of the Free Trade Party. I'm going to do the second one. It's going to make him less popular, but it's not going to impact the election as much. Hopefully we can get some momentum into the Free Trade Party or the other parties that I got in my frickin' government. The Agrarian Party might go back up in clout. I'm not sure whether or not they will, but they might. We've almost gotten to the point of improving relations with Austria back up to what I would consider normal, by which I mean amicable. Prussia's still very pleased with us. France is still not really getting its shit together in terms of getting us into the power block, which, again, I wish they would be, because I don't know a better way than that. Aggressive campaigning. Feuille de Luz, following an address where he condemned the Agrarian Party, has begun to mobilize dedicated partisans to oppose it in the election. An unprincipled morass, best served not in Parliament but in prison. Devoid of positive achievement, a collective self-parody, an embarrassment to the Dutch nation. Down with the Agrarian Party. There's certainly a better alternative, extra momentum for the Liberal Party, or a pack of miscreants indeed, reduced momentum for the Agrarians. I'm going to go with there's certainly a better alternative. This is 30% momentum for the Liberal Party, minus 20% momentum for the Agrarian Party. That will have a significant impact on the election if we stay with our current configuration of government. Or at least I thought it would. The Liberal Party has so much momentum, but I just cannot get any other interest groups into that party with the intelligentsia. It's all intelligentsia all the time. That said, we are also almost done with these logging camps in Gaura. And then once we finish with the railway in Flanders, we'll be done building stuff for now. And I mean really done with building stuff, because I've just got to chill and stop trying to make things happen with my economy when I cannot afford it. Because I really cannot afford it. I am about 3.5 mil in debt right now. I am paying almost 7k in interest per week. So if I can eat into some of that, that will be very good. Standard of living is actually going back up, which I am pretty pleased about. So hopefully that trend will continue, and the private construction sector will, the private investment pool will cover all of the construction for the economic growth that I'm hoping to have, while I am not personally using government funds to fund construction. We have 5 provinces. I don't know what technically qualifies a tall build. You know, as Portugal, we had 3 core provinces for most of the game. A lot of debate failed and we're down to 2%. It's okay. These things happen. Alright, so the election is going to pop off soon. Man over machine. Members of the Agrarian Party have expressed their concerns about technology replacing the independence and dignity of manual labor. Would you trust the education of your children to a machine, or the wellness of your body? Then why should we trust them with the labor of our land? The food we eat, the fellowship, the hard work, the cooperation that comes from agriculture, those are the foundations of our society, and progress cannot and shall not replace them. We shouldn't compromise the work of our people, extra momentum, and rural folk happier. Or progress always finds a way, minus 20% momentum. I'm going to give them extra momentum, actually. And there's the election. So, what kind of prospects do we have in terms of government legitimacy? We've fallen to unacceptable, but we're still it's still at the best we can make it right now. If I stop suppressing the Catholic Church, and I just put the conservatives in there, I could have 64% legitimacy, but I really don't. I don't desire that. Catholic Church are weaker. I could start pressing back on the conservative, the petite bourgeoisie. That would maybe do a better job of reducing the strength of the Conservative Party. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Suppression doesn't help that much with my current build, but the Catholic Church are not as important to suppress as the petite bourgeoisie are, because the petite bourgeoisie are much stronger. Don't need to keep improving relations with Austria, so let's... Ooh, I don't have the... Influence got a little goofy. Oh, because the frickin' petite bourgeoisie. They're being all xenophobic and reducing my influence. Gosh darn it. You nerds, stop it. Ah, damnable petite bourgeois. This number could definitely be better. It's going to take me about 2 years to get out of debt, but it is going to accelerate over time. And hopefully, the investment pool will hold out until then. I think it will. The play for power. Werner Simmons, leader of the armed forces, has made a remarkable play for power in the capital in order to secure a spot for the armed forces within the government. However, it's not entirely clear if they should be rewarded for their novel, let's say, tactics. There's only one light in the street that leads to the armed forces headquarters, and there's only one light on inside. There, Werner Simons relaxes amid the sumptuous mahogany furniture and velvet cushions. The lamp is identical to those that have been sent from the east. The ends justify the means, and our means are very, very justified. It's difficult to not believe him when he offers an inviting seat by his side. He should be recognized for this 25% increased political strength, or, not all is fair in love and war, reduced political strength and approval. You know, armed forces, you're making my life real difficult. Get suppressed, nerd. Trying to get as much power into my my leading interest groups as I can. Investment pool is holding. I suspect they'll be able to sustain the current construction rate for a while. If only they would stop building stuff in France instead of in my country. But maybe that's bringing us closer to being in the power block? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. In any case, it is the end of 56. That is all we've got time for tonight. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.